What's up, everybody? We're going to be getting going here in about a minute. I hope you're looking good. Hope you're feeling good. Hope you're feeling grateful today. If you're not feeling grateful, what the hell are you doing? Displace that anxiety in your mind. Ask yourself, what do you have? Do you have legs? Do you have arms? Do you have family? Do you have a house? Do you have a roof? Do you have bed? What do you have in your life? Stop thinking about what you don't have. Focus on what you got. Figure out how you can take it to the next level. That's what we're here for in BitLab Academy. We're doing this together as a family, baby. I want you all to notice we got all those new emojis there in the chat for the members. I'm going to go ahead and drop the link to join here as well. I think we got the gift things sorted out. So I think yesterday it was stuck at 8 members. Now we got over 50. So shout out to every one of you in the room right now. We're going to be getting going here in about a minute and a half. So I want to see every emoji that you can do. If you're a member, drop them in the chat. Show what we got in store. Yeah, baby. What's up, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Welcome to the BitLab Academy daily stream. Man, the markets are feeling good. I hope you're feeling good. I hope you're feeling grateful. I am grateful for each and every one of you that's here on a daily basis. And even if it's your first time, I can guarantee you it's not going to be your last time. My name's Kellam. Welcome to the show. We did not do the giveaway yesterday, so we're going to do it right here at the top of the show. But before we do that, I want to see a roll call in the chat right now. Everybody that's a member. Actually, every single one of you. If you're not a member, drop a lab coat. I want to see everybody raise your hand, get involved. This is a community about engagement. It's about empowerment. It's about encouragement. It's about tools. It's about strategy. It's about skills. It's about making sure we can navigate this space. So let's see what you got. Can you engage? Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button, ding the bell, and we're going to get this going. I see we got so many members here in chat. I'm going to scroll back and just go down the list. We got Bit Voodoo, what's up? Crimson Caravan Company, Cade Pulliam, Alexandra G, double quadruple shout out to Alexandra G, does so much in the background here at BitLab. Thank you so much. Cade Pulliam, Sawtooth Hiker. Who else we got? Theo Rodriguez, Falco. Special shout out to Falco on Veterans Day. He is a vet here in our community. And for those of you that don't know, I am a vet as well. Not only I don't treat animals, but I was in the U.S. Air Force many years ago. Feels like another life. We got who else we got in here? Scrolling down, scrolling. Nick Buchanan, what's up? Theo Rodriguez, Brad Guidell. We got so many people in the room. It's just a cacophony of wonderful amazingness. Shout out to K Pulliam, gifted 5 BitLab memberships. If you look in the live chat, if you scroll up and you see that, or you see at the very top of the, it says at the top of the chat, if you have the live chat open, there's a green circle and it says 5 on it. Click on that if you're on your PC or Mac, and it will take you to a spot where you can enable memberships. And then just make sure that it'll be basically a free month. If you want to continue after that, I would encourage and be very grateful if you wanted to plug that in to continue on. What's up, JS, Roger Hill? We got everybody in the thing. Michael Cordero, I can't speak. Granny's Garden, how you doing? Maybe a Band-Aid. I think I got everybody. Maybe a Band-Aid gifted one BitLab membership here in the YouTube. Everybody, if you haven't yet, click on that and enable. Let's get this going. We got a lot of things to talk about. Before we do that, though, we got to do a little bit of a giveaway. This is why I always encourage you, if you haven't yet, you head over to BitLab. You actually head over to my page right here, at Kelly Kellam, KELLYKELLAM. Give me a follow there. Make sure you head over to the BitLab Academy page, at Academy BitLab. And you can come here, retweet, hit that like button. I'm doing random drawings on different days. Sometimes you're not going to know which one. We're drawing from yesterday's post because I said I'd do a giveaway. And we're doing a giveaway for 100 buckaroos off of yesterday's tweet. So we already pulled the data here. 15 people retweeted from that. So we're going to go ahead and hit start. Who's going to get that $100? Eric Brubaker, what's up? I think I saw you here in chat as well. I'm going to take a screenshot of that. And also, Alexander G, if you could send me a thing in the Discord. There were two winners from last week as well. I'm going to be handling all three of these today. Big love to absolutely everybody. We see Tenacious B in the room, Zeus Cash. Everybody, you know what? I think it's time to look at these markets because they're feeling exciting. They're feeling good. But are we going to get ourselves caught in a situation based on hope and greed and FOMO? Are you letting your emotions drive your trade decisions? Because if you are, I want to say thank you, because that means you are donating your money to people like me. You're donating your money to somebody that wants to buy a bigger boat. You're donating your money for somebody that wants to go on a third vacation this year, because if you're trading on emotion, that means you're not utilizing strategy. Yes, we all have emotions. It doesn't mean turn those off. It means set up boundaries and barriers and mechanisms to basically restrict you from making dumb shit decisions. And we've all made them. I lost $70,000 in about 2 trades years ago because I got a little ahead of myself. My humility was lost because I had been trading in the bull trend, spot trading, not using leverage. And I was so good. And I didn't take into account when that I basically tuned into greed. I didn't take into account that I tuned into greed because I thought, well, if I leverage trade this, if I made this much money, well into the 6 figures spot trading, man, I should leverage trade and I'll be a millionaire in a week. But you know what I didn't do? I didn't adjust my strategy. I did not look at what the risk management, the different rules and mechanisms I needed to utilize to help keep myself in check. And also, stay humble. If you don't stay humble, the market will humble you. Remember that. So let's lean into strategy. Let's be excited about the price pushing up, but let's ask, what are the possibilities? Because even if you have a bullish bias, if you have not mapped out a bearish path for price yet, then you're getting ahead of yourself and you're not allowing yourself to see the possibilities in the market, and the market will show you what those possibilities are if you're not prepared. So as we can see here, price action pushed up. We saw that spike the other day up over $38,000 on some exchanges. Some has not hit over $38,000, but we know this mark right here, 38,455. Again, what is this mark? Let's zoom out on the chart. This is a mark, basically diagonal trend line from these points that it has all the way back here. It started all the way back here, September 2022. Then we rejected. Oh, we got a deviation above. So does this mean that this trend line's invalid? No, it doesn't mean that. If you drew this from these points right here, as this projects further out, what do you see? Yes, we had a deviation above. And you know what this was? These are bull traps. Not only is the bull trap, it's I wouldn't call it a head and shoulders, but a lot of the same sort of characteristics here. Bullish push, pullback. Larger bullish push, pullback. Smaller bullish push, pullback. And not only that, we have this M formation right here. A little mini double top. But what do we do? What do we see? We see the price action pushed above this trend line that was previous resistance. And now look, it uses it as support, further cementing the fact that this is a trend line that we should be paying attention to. Now we got some deviations in both directions here, but what do we see? Yet again, this was very, very staunch resistance right here, which ultimately rejected us when we were at the 30,000, 31,000, 31,005. So as we move along, we see we have currently rejected just below this. I do believe we very likely, very soon, will get a tap at that area. The question is, do we go full 100x long and expect the price to just keep going because we want it to? No, we plan for all eventualities. Now, you have to ask yourself, what is my strategy? And I don't mean myself. I'm talking about yourself. Ask yourself, what is your strategy? If you don't know your strategy, even if you think you're buying to hold for a long time, if you're getting shaken out on a $100 move or $1,000 move, then that's not your strategy. Be aware of what you truly want to do in this market, and also ask yourself, what am I capable of? If you're not able to buy and hold, then these are not levels, I would argue, these are not levels you should be buying at. We just had a massive pump to the upside. If you're going to be somebody that's not suspect, what's the word I'm looking for? Susceptible. If you're going to be susceptible to small volatilities in price, then you need to also pay attention to where we're at in a particular trend. In this case, we had this trend push up, and we're coming into levels that are known resistance levels. Not only do we have this known resistance level right here from this trend line, we have this order block that's right above us on the daily time frame. This means that there was a lot of liquidity interest right in this zone, a lot of orders piled into the order books in this zone. And so therefore we can just, I don't want to say expect, but we can predict that there's going to be likely interest in price potentially being like a magnet sucked into this region and then likely getting spit back out. Why would this happen? You got to ask yourself, why are you in this market? This is important. I want everybody to listen right now. You got to ask yourself, why are you in this market? Why will there be bull traps? Why will there be bear traps? Why is the market, why does Kelly say the market is there to take my money if I don't have a strategy? Because you're not the only person in this market that's trying to make money. Every institution, they're only going to get in because they think they can make money. Every whale is only getting in and getting involved and moving the price in any direction that it's doing, buying and selling, because they want to make money. So is there manipulation in the market? Absolutely. And you're one of the manipulators. If you're buying and selling, you're manipulating the market by nature of buying and selling. So we cannot be mad that there's potential manipulations or bull traps or bear traps. We can only be mad if we lose money because we didn't have a strategy. But then use that to get back on the path and ask, what can I do better next time? That's what this is all about. Don't fall victim to this idea that, oh, the market, every time I buy, the market goes down, and every time I sell, the market goes up. That means your strategy is jacked up. Let's fix that. That's what we're here for. Now, let's get back in the charts and talk about this. Okay, price action. Man, this is looking good. It's feeling good. Is it looking good and feeling too good? Is this a bull trap? Well, let's look right here. Price action's pushing up. What do we see on the bottom of this chart? One of the most important and most regularly ignored indicators on the chart that everybody has access to. That's right. If you're looking at a chart, you have access. Even if you're not in TradingView, you're watching this stream, so you have access to this knowledge. Volume. Price action's pushing up. We're having less volume. So this is telling me, before the move happens, that the likelihood of, I'm not saying this is going to roll over right now. The likelihood of this, when this pushes up into this level, of just absolutely shooting through it is probably smaller because volume is falling off as price is pushing higher. This is what's known as a bearish divergence. Bearish divergences are not always only in RSI or stochastics or MACD. It can happen with any technical indicator. When the data doesn't align with what the price is doing, that can be a divergence, whether it's a bullish divergence, meaning price is falling. Like for instance, you see price falling here and volume is starting to tick up. That was an uptick in interest, an uptick in that data that drives a potential of price not continuing to fall, aka reversing and moving to the upside. In this case, price is pushing up, but the data is showing some weakness. So let's come over here and let's look at some of the stock indicators here. Shout out to Alexander G, gifted 5 memberships. We got, look at this, 5, 10, 15, 20 memberships you guys have donated. Shout out. If you guys see those badges there, the green boxes in the live chat, click on it. You can enable memberships. Thank you all, everybody, for participating. I love this community. And I love I love all that. I had so much fun. I saw that all the memberships got approved last night, all the ones that were being held for whatever reason. And so I saw I had so many options for new emojis, and I was like a little kid in a candy store trying to figure out what emojis to put in there. It was pretty funny. I like the chicken's my favorite, the screaming chicken. But point being here, let's look at these stock indicators that everybody has access to. I don't only want to show the BitLab trading stack. I want to show you, because all those are also based and integrated. It's basically like an aggregator of all this different data into a single. The BitLab Trend Fuel is basically all these things aggregated and with some other special coding into this single indicator here. But if we look at this on the MACD, RSI, stochastics, money flow. Now, on this case, yes, we do see volume falling. We did see a large uptick in money flow here, meaning money coming in. Your grass can't grow if you don't water it. Think of the money flow as water in your greenhouse. You have no water in there, your plants are going to die. They're going to be dehydrated. So in this case, plants are getting watered, but look at this. We're starting to get a little dip on the money flow. We got to pay attention to that. It's not the end of the world. We just have to pay attention to it. Our goal here is to find the different data sets that we can utilize to give us signals that agree or disagree. If you have a lot of disagreements, there's uncertainty. There's not a clear trade to be made. If you have a strong confluence building into a position that you see price coming down into a known support level or pushing up into a known resistance level, and the data is disagreeing with the price pushing up to that, that's signaling to you that the move next will likely be in the opposite direction. Now, as we're looking right now, let's look at this MACD. So MACD, if we double click on this, we did have a little bit of pullback. This is trying to cross up. So this is on favor of the bulls. So let's look at the RSI. Oops. Looking at the RSI, there we go. You sacre bleu. There we go. So RSI pushed up. It did pull back. Pushed all the way up here to 87, pulled back down here to 75 and bounced up. But the question here is this small divergence right here, is this already played out with the small pullback we had? What am I talking about? Oops. What am I talking about? If we double click on this, go back to the full chart. So we had this bearish divergence, which was right here to this point, because we were looking right here on the RSI. And we did get a small pullback, but found a lot of support and moved to the upside. So did that already play out? Maybe. Stochastics are looking pretty overheated though, but they're also looking a little strong because they're just holding up here. So we want to pay attention to what happens when we get into this level. RSI is high. Stochastics are high. Money flow, let's see what direction the water is going. Is water coming into the market, AKA money coming into the market, or is there starting to be a drought, AKA money coming out, which would be this coming down like this, and crossing below this zero line right here. Now, if we look at this on the BitLab trading stack, on the daily, stochastics came down, fully reset, meaning it got very, very low. The engine fully cooled off. Up here, the engine was overheated. You got to park the car for a little bit, let it cool off before you get back on the racetrack. Now here, the car is parked and it's angled up. On the dashboard here, we got a lot of bullish signals. RSI is still holding relatively high. We want to watch what happens in here. If we get basically a subsequent another lower low in here, or even if it's below this level here on that price action pushing up, this is signaling weakness coming into that known resistance level, which we just need to be aware of. It doesn't mean the price has to reverse. Markets are getting very irrational right now because we have all these different ETF talks, the Larry Fink discussions, the flight to quality, the Fidelities, the Vanguards, the 21 shares. And now we see BlackRock filed they're filing for an ETF for Ethereum. Broadly, the crypto ecosystem is on center stage in the world right now. But market makers also know that. This is where you have to protect yourself. You got to be like the Matrix with your emotions. Acknowledge them and say, I ain't got time for you in the charts. You share your emotions with your loved ones, with your families, with your dog, with your cat, with your neighbor. But in the charts, you acknowledge your emotions and realize your emotions that you're feeling triggered by: fear, greed, hope, euphoria, despair. Remember, those feelings are a signal that you can also utilize to realize other people are feeling that too. The difference between them making money and people that don't is having your strategy in place. And by the way, let me come over to this main screen and make sure I have the right screen up over here. By the way, if you want to know more about this, I really want to encourage each and every single one of you to come and get involved over at BitLab Academy. Head over to bitlabacademy.com. Join us here. This gives you access to our premium Discord, all the courses, and there's so much going on in here to help really break you down every individual focus lesson by lesson, understanding candles, patterns, on-chain. By the way, special shout out right now. We have a wonderful interview that I did yesterday that's going out tomorrow with The Rational Root. It is a masterclass in understanding what's going on in the market. One of my favorite people in the space. So definitely check that out. That's going out tomorrow, I believe at 10 a.m. here on BitLab Academy. There's going to be a shorter clipped version that goes out on Discover as well. But definitely check that out. Drop some comments. I'll be live. I'll be in the live chat since it's a pre-record, so we can chat, share emojis, talk about what's going on. Now, coming back over to the market, let's actually take a look at the screen. We got 106 people in the room right now, and only 37 of you had mothers that raised your right, because only 37 of you have engaged with this. Hit that like button. Join us here in the family. All right, now let's go ahead and look here. What do we want to show you? I wanted to show this right here. Just a reminder. I'm going to remind you every day until the halving. These are the 3 different cycles. This, by the way, this platform, Bitcoin strategy platform, these charts, these are from The Rational Root, the guy that I interviewed that's coming out tomorrow. Gabar Singh, super chat, 4.99 pounds, I should say. Do you think altcoins will go back to the prices they were 3 weeks ago? I'm sitting in all cash and waiting for a big correction, but may not come. So that is a great question. Gabar Singh, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. That's a great question. That's what everybody's trying to decipher right now. About, I don't know, 4 months ago, maybe 6, I was doing a podcast, Twitter Spaces and podcasts with Scott Melker, the Wolf of all Streets. And he made a great point, and it's also something that I have illustrated on my Twitter, I think at the beginning of the year, and that's this chart right here. This is what a lot of people are expecting. Some people think the market's just going straight up, but this push up to that golden pocket region, up to 45 to 52,000, somewhere in this region, and then a likely dump into the halving. The difference with this, looking at previous cycles and looking at where we're at now, there's a never-ending battle in every single person's mind right now about what the hell we should be doing, because this time is different. Maybe that's the thing. Is it? Right now, all we have is a mass of speculation and hope regarding what may happen with these ETFs. Now, the probabilities are very much in favor of these ETFs getting approved and likely get mass approved. We're even right now in that window where all of them could be mass approved for the Bitcoin spot ETFs. There's still higher speculation that it's going to be at minimum maybe the end of the year, but more likely the beginning of January, sometime in January, I should say. So, do we want to trade on the hope, or do we want to trade on the news? Because remember, buy the rumor, sell the news. And there has been plenty of evidence in crypto over the lifespan that it's had, that when there's big events that everybody is aware of that's coming, there tends to be very speculative hype pumps that push into those things, whatever the news is. It could be a new development within the protocol, whether it's like ETH, crossing over from proof of work to proof of stake. It could be the ETFs. It could be all these different things. Because we also saw a couple years ago when the BITO ETP or whatever you want to call it for Bitcoin got released, that marked a local top. Price pulled back after that. There was a speculative pump into it and then the sell on the news. Similarly, we saw Coin. When Coin launched for Coinbase, which is there when they IPO'd, it marked a little bit of a local top in Bitcoin as well. Price pulled back. So is there going to be a little over exuberance with the basically speculative buying into the hope of being in front of the ETFs? Likely. And I do think I'm on the side that I still think there's going to be a little bit of a sell-off into the halving. Now, We talk at pretty good length yesterday on the interview with the Rational Root. We talked at pretty good length talking about these cycles, and I asked him that specific question. So if you want a great answer from somebody much smarter than me, tune into that video that's going out tomorrow, because this idea that all this capital is just going to flood in instantly when the ETF happens, a lot of people are thinking that's going to happen. On the other side of the coin, though, we also see some people like Tim Warren, Tim's TA, brings it up regularly. When retail misses the boat, we miss the boat. When institutions miss the boat, they bring that mother back. That's right. That's what happens. And do you think institutions are really going to want this pump, this price higher and higher and higher to then start layering in? I think there's some questions around this. So this is where it goes back to that question that you have to ask yourself. What is your plan? What is your strategy? I think for me, and this is not financial advice, when I'm looking at these charts, I do see a likelihood that we're higher than 50%, that we will see some sort of rejection here. But the question is, a rejection here doesn't mean the price comes straight down. A rejection here could just mean price pushes up into the zone, and then we form a new base here and hold on top of this. I'm still, maybe it's hope at this point, and I'm aware of this. I'm still looking for price opportunities for Bitcoin coming down to here. And with all these speculative pushes in Ethereum and Ethereum, not so much, but the further you go down the list, especially Caspa and Pepe and the smaller cap coins than Bitcoin and Ethereum, we're seeing things absolutely explode. If we come out of this chart and we look at Ethereum, look at this, pushed all the way up to, this is the mark. I'm not even making that. I didn't even see this. You guys got to watch all the streams I do, man. Get in the private Discord streams that we're doing on a near daily basis. I drew this line several days ago, and look at where price tapped. Came right up into this order block, pushed all the way through it to the next order block, this darker red here. Price action rejected just below where the previous high. So we're seeing a lot of, explosion. Look at this diamond pattern. If it broke out to the upside, price was going to go up. If it broke out to the downside, price was likely going to come back and test this. It broke out and went way up here. Let's go ahead and delete some of these because they're irrelevant at the moment. But this came all the way up there into the 2130s, 2120s. Things are getting a little over exuberant. Got to hedge ourselves. I would not buy at the top of a candle like this. Potentially on Ethereum, if this forms a little bit of a bull flag and it breaks out of that bull flag, maybe that's an area to buy, but you have to know what your time horizon is. Are you trying to buy this level to trade up to this next level? Then maybe a good buy. If you're trying to, buy for a position into 2025, probably still a good buy. But if you're scalp trading and you're just not sure what to do, then you look at the chart, ask yourself what your strategy is, and look at the levels. And you don't have to wait for it to come all the way down here to layer in. You could put some in at a level that you identify up here, put some in at a level a little bit lower, and put a little bit more hope in the fact that price comes back down here. Then you're breaking up your entries. You're cost averaging in. So what are we looking at? We also want to look at Cardano pushing up into these zones. Man, I'm feeling so good about these markets right now. But look at this. What do we notice? What do we notice here? Does this look like it's getting stronger or weaker? So we had a bottom formation right here, W formation, which is a double bottom. It shows that the bearish narrative made an attempt. The bulls rejected it. The bears tried again. They rejected it again. Bears got their cleats aren't working. They can't run the ball here. The bull said, sit your ass down. And then all of a sudden the bulls, look at this. Now we have a massive expansion to the upside. A bit of a retrace. Found a bottom right here. And now we have a smaller expansion. This is what I want you to notice when you have different size impulses. So there's let me come right here. If we do Option T or Alt T if you're on PC, look at the size of this expansion. All you have to do, is it smaller? If your eyes don't work, measure it. Now look, is this the same size? It's a little bit lower. And then what's the next one? That is significantly lower. And what is this? This is an M formation, double top. So it's like we have somewhat of a setup for a potential market cycle here from on this 4-hour time frame. We have a bottom, we have a push up, pullback, push up, pullback, push up, pullback, and a double top. And this is starting to round itself over. So what I'm looking for here, if the market pulls back, and what we're looking for, I'd say a break of about option T. I would say a break of about this level right here. Why this level? Because we have these long wicks, but then we also have this small consolidation area right here. So if the price action loses this level, then I'm looking for a potential for price to come down, find support, come down, find support, and maybe bottom somewhere here before continuation to the upside. If we're still looking for, if the market's still looking like it's bullish posture. Now I have another chart somewhere here. I have better drawings on it, not that one. Where you at, girl? Oh, here it is. Cardano. So look at this. So in this case, this is actually perfect. I did not even notice this, option T. This is that area of consolidation right here. If we come across, look at this. This area is basically if we break this area, this means that we've already broken this downtrend here, where what does Piano Matty B says? He says where it wicks, it'll likely candlestick. So look at these big, deep wicks here. If the price action comes down here and loses this level, we've not only lost this upward trend line, but also this horizontal level of support right in this region. So M formation, I'm watching for a potential of this breaking down. Getting a little bit more bearish here on the 1 hour, a little bit more bearish here on the dashboard. Stochastics angled down. And then look at this. Momentum's angled down here as well. So we need to be a little concerned about things. But remember, it's not the end of the world if it's not just bull pump all the time. The pullbacks are what give you the opportunity to get in the position and make some money. Let's not be upset at volatility when it's not the volatility we want. The market's going to do what it's going to do. Get yourself in position to take advantage of all this stuff. I just want to do, again, a special shout out to everybody in the chat right now. I see we got some super chats. We also had a lot of members sign up here in the BitLab YouTube membership. So special shout out to each and every one of you. We had Cade Pulliam, Maybe a Band-Aid, Alexander G, Sawtooth Hiker, all giving all those gifts away. Big shout out to you. I appreciate you. We also had Gabar Singh do a super chat. Maybe a Band-Aid did a super chat again. Also, he said, degen the like button. Drop your elbow on that like button. It's a great way to drive engagement for crypto on YouTube. And think about it, YouTube is a mainstream media outlet now with how many people use it. And when you hit the like button, you're not just helping this channel, you're letting YouTube know crypto content is something that is valuable. So big shout out. We got 37 new members in this stream. So special shout out to each and every one of you. Now, I do want to shout out again, make sure you're heading over to the BitLab Academy YouTube page right here, youtube.com/@BitLab Academy. If you're watching anywhere else where this show is clipped, come and join us here. And you know, we got the members here too as well. And if you want to join, come to this page, click this join button, join us here. Now, there's something else I wanted to share with you. This is the cycles. This is where we're at. We're looking for this portion right here. This is the price action coming into the halving. The price action, look, push up way pre-halving, sell off, and then black swan event right here into the halving. What's going to happen here? Do you think, I want everybody right now to write in the live chat and comment down below if you're watching later. Do you think we are going to change if things are different this time? We are going to pump into the halving. Do you think we're going to have a sell-off before the halving? Or do you think we might find some sort of sideways action and just bore the shit out of people and chop people back and forth between now and the halving? What do you think? What do you think's happening? You could show me with your emojis as well. Now, before we go, I got a couple more things I wanted to share with you right here. Where is the correlation with Bitcoin and the S&P 500? We don't care about that, right? We want to do Bitcoin, we want to do crypto, but we got to look at broader markets to understand where the narrative of risk is in the market. Now, remember, look at this massive downturn on the S&P 500 right here while Bitcoin's made a base and pushed up. Now, pretty big sell-off while Bitcoin was just pumping up, but Bitcoin's starting to, and now S&P 500 pushed up here a bit too. You see this blue line? Bitcoin's starting to stall out. Are we going to get this roundingness like we've seen in all three previous pumps this year? We just got to keep an eye on this. Where are we at with the, there's something else I wanted to show you here. Seasonality coming into Q4. This is Q4 right here. These yellow highlighted areas. This right here proved to be the base. And this was right before the halving. Massive upshoot afterwards. Massive upshoot during Q4 and then sell off. Now this quarter four, this is just to point out, not every quarter four is the same. This quarter four was in the middle of a bear market, and we saw downward price action in this Q4 in 2014. Now this Q4, I mean, pretty bullish price action if you ask me here, but then sell off right into the beginning of the year 2016. Bullishness all the way through 2016. Extreme bullishness here 2017. This is that blow off top that broke everybody's hearts, and I want everybody to think about this right now. If you become up in profits from this year, and you sell, if you sold any, like say we have some massive bull rally into the end of the year and price pushes up, and you take any profits and you're very in the green in your profits in your portfolio, and you've moved into cash, even if you traded between different cryptos, even if you traded into stable coins, it's still a taxable event. So if you're doing any of that, and even if you didn't trade it into cash, if you traded between Cardano, you made a lot of money, you traded into Bitcoin. I am not a tax professional, I'll say that right now, but I will let you know. I know far too many people that have done that in the past in bullish periods of the market into the end of the year. They didn't account for all the money that they made, even if they didn't realize it into their bank account. If you're trading between assets and you were up in gains on any of those assets, even trading between those cryptos, and then then the market crashes. Say you traded all your profits into Bitcoin, and then the market crashes, which I don't think is going to happen, but it could. But if you do that and you're not accounting for that, and then the market drops, and then you have to sell your crypto for capital, pay your taxes, but you have to sell a huge portion of your crypto to cover your taxes because it's worth less. These are things everybody needs to worry about, because we're seeing that crypto is on this center stage with governments right now, and they want to do anything they can to make sure people aren't skirting the system. And if you haven't paid your taxes, I just want to be Father Kellam right now and say, you got to pay your taxes, otherwise you're going to end up in a world of hurt. But for that's all I got for you today. I hate to be the Papa Bear there telling you to pay your taxes, but I just want to make sure all of you can navigate not only the markets, but navigate your net worth. That's what this is about. Not having $100 in the bank. We want to have a net worth, damn it. I want you to do well. I want you to succeed. Make sure you head over to bitlabacademy.com. Join us there with all the different courses and everything we got. With that, I'm going to be heading over to the Discover Crypto to do some TA. Again, special shout out to the vets. I actually want to show the Discord real quick. We got some people. We got Falco here. He is a, let's see, Falco 68 E4 specialist veteran. Shout out to you, my friend. This is in our the Discord, so everybody get in there. This is in the open chat in the Discovery Zone. And of course, this is me when I was but a wee young lad back in the early 2000s in the Air Force. Look at this, Sawtooth Hiker back in the day. Shout out to you with the big old saw there, squad automatic rifle weapon. Then we got who we got? We got some other people in here. But big love to each and every one of you. Special shout out to the vets. Special shout out to the families of vets, and also shout out to the police and the firefighters and the nurses and the doctors. Everybody, I love you all. Everybody, drop your emojis in. Drop your favorite emoji as a member. Drop your favorite emoji in the chat. I'm curious to see which one you guys like the best. And I'll be adding some more today. So I love you all. I appreciate you. And Chicken, I see Chicken Kellam. I love it. Big love to all of you. That's all I got. Adios. Adios, muchachos. Thank you for coming. Thank you for always tuning in. Hit that like button, motherfucker. See you later, guys. Adios.